Hi, from my apartment, it's Rob has a podcast, and now here's a man with the most important Big Brother recap that we've done this summer of 2016. I'm Rob Sestardino, and very excited to talk about this. Taryn Armstrong is here. Taryn, remember the time back a couple of months ago when we were talking about that exciting first HOH competition? I remember it like it was just yesterday, Taryn.
Yeah, I remember it too, but it doesn't matter what I say here because you're just going to cut me out of this podcast, aren't you?
Yes, okay. No, this is not a clip show. This is not a clip show. It's a recap of the recap as we are here on a crazy Friday night. But the good news is that we have a man who has endured it all here just to talk with you and get into it all. Here is the great Matt Hoffman.
Hey. What have we done to ourselves?
What have we done? What have we done?
What
yes.
have we done?
Yes.
We have sank to new abysmal lows, even by Big Brother standards, I think.
Right. If you would have told me 6.5 years ago that I'd be sitting here talking about a Bob Marley concert / carnival / clip show, I would have said you're out of your cotton picking mind. But no. Absolutely not.
I was chatting briefly as we were waiting to get on with Taryn, and I was telling him that my wife is out for the evening, and I said I'm going to watch Big Brother and do this. And at the first commercial break, I texted her, I'm like, this is seriously the worst episode I've ever seen. Don't bother watching it. And then I texted her later near the end. I'm like, it's so bad you have to watch it because it's just amazing that it even exists as an episode. So I went from hating it to definitely I highly recommend this episode.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be a memorable night here where we'll remember this night of the Big Brother Carnival / Bob Marley, Ziggy Marley concert here tonight in the Big Brother house, and unforgettable for sure.
Or Bob Marley's son, as most he was referred to as. He doesn't even usually get. Occasionally we got Ziggy, but mostly like, oh, we get to see Bob Marley's son.
Yeah, I was trying to make a parallel between Ziggy Marley and Bob Marley and like Cody's brother and Cody being in the house. I'm not sure exactly if there's one there of sort of like the here's a person who is somewhat well known, and now here's their relative that you're watching here this season. I don't know. I feel like there's something there. The best I could come up with was that trying to stretch Paulie's saying
dread for this
into Ziggy Marley's dread for this.
Ah.
I don't know. Okay.
Amazing.
Anyway, so we have the clip show of it all to talk about, and we will talk through it because I think that there is a lot of comedy to mine here. But then, of course, we have a lot to talk about on the live feeds in the spoiler section. Taryn and I talked, but like 8 hours ago, and the world has changed since then. So we need to discuss what's going on in the house currently right now. Plus, I have a lot of questions emailed to me from you guys. So I do think we have a lot to get into. So first off, let me thank you up front for tuning in to even press play on a podcast about what we just watched tonight. So thank you.
I'm seeing higher numbers in the chat than normal. Right now.
Yeah. Oh, people want to talk. People are commiserating. Yeah.
This is like one of those polarizing episodes. You may have loved it, you may have hated it, but you have a feeling about it either way.
Oh, nobody loved it. Nobody loved it.
I'm telling you, I grew to love it.
Yeah.
It's the best, worst thing. It's like the Ed Wood of Big Brother. So,
yeah. It was really a showcase of everything we hate about Big Brother. It was montages of the showmances, of James's practical jokes, of explosions, of comedy.
Yeah, it was just a mockery of the worst. It's like that scary movie franchise, like Reality Movie or something, and it was just all the bullshit, horrible archetypes we hate just shoved into a clip show.
You know, and it's funny, Matt, on the day that you posted about how being on a reality TV show qualifies you for being an actor as much as putting together a piece of IKEA furniture qualifies you to be an architect, I'm paraphrasing. Boy, we saw some really brutal acting from the guests tonight.
Jesus, no Bold and the Beautiful recruiters seeking this cast out, I don't think.
Really, I mean, the setups were really, really terrible.
They weren't even like laughing through their hacky deliveries. You know, it just became. Oh man.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, do you remember that time?
I'll never forget the time that it was Zakia's birthday. Yeah. It was rough.
Yeah,
It was rough.
Zakia's birthday.
Yeah, who could ever forget that? Really, and we saw the highs and lows of the Zakia-Paulie relationship. We saw the Ike and Tina of it all, really.
Yeah.
The best of times, the worst of times.
Yeah, I definitely, admittedly zoned through the Paulie and Zakia, which is ironic because I think the last episode I was on with you, I was saying we need to see this unfold.
Yeah.
And I'm done. I am so filled up with it. I'm done.
Okay, oh wait, file that away for the clip show. There'll be a Friday night. We're gonna.
This is all your fault, Matt.
It is. But CBS is watching this. Don't listen to me, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Time to CBS All Access and chill here on a Friday night as we get into everything. All right. Of course, we're going to take your questions, hashtag RHAP, and then also on our YouTube channel at robinswebsite.com/YouTube. Scott St. Pierre, he has a life. He's actually not with us tonight, so I'll be trying to do double duty and pulling up your questions for the hashtag as we go along. So, all right, let's just talk through a little bit of this. So we got to see a couple minutes of after the eviction episode of Paulie last night. Matt, do you want to say a few final words about Paulie for the time being until he inevitably returns to the house next week?
Do you want to be X number more chances they're going to give these contestants to get back in?
Yes.
No, I have nothing to say about Paulie. But hey, here's an interesting situation. So a friend of mine, his wife had been cutting my hair for years. Same woman, and then they're getting divorced. So I lost her in the divorce. So my hair has just been growing, and it's starting where like the sides are short and the top is long. And I normally would think nothing of it, but it's getting into like that Paulie territory. And now I just need to find something to do with it. But I'm lost without my many year ago stylist. So that's my final words to Paulie. I need to cut my hair because of you.
So maybe Paul could, when he gets out of the house, could give you the Paul or Team PP haircut.
I don't want it to. It's happening. I want it to go away. I don't know what to do.
I like it, man. You should go all PP. All the way.
Team PP, all right. That's good. All right, so you need a bandana. That's what Sam is saying in the chat room. All right, so let's get into a big announcement for the Big Brother house guests. Hey, you've made it 2/3 of the way through. You survived all of the twists. Time for a party. Matt, if you were in the house, would you be expecting the other shoe to be dropping on this?
No. What was this about? Why did he do this?
I tweeted earlier tonight that I wondered maybe that had a Pandora's box been opened somewhere else in the world and somebody else was watching something really cool tonight.
I saw that tweet. That was a good one.
Yeah, I wondered. Okay, so we got this big carnival set up, sort of like the ending of Grease, where everybody is going to be coming outside, concessions, and all of these different things, and churros, as we had Victor say, candy. Natalie said, "What? Candy bars? My favorite."
It's your favorite, Rob.
Candy, my favorite.
Yeah.
How many takes did it take her to get that?
I don't know. Here's what I want to know. We couldn't have gotten Glenn in the clip show. You know Glenn was sitting there at his house tonight like, okay, tonight's my night.
All my dogs are groomed, and they're ready to watch.
Matt,
they're looking good.
Haircut. Why don't you call me?
I should. He tweeted he's verified. No one verified's going to cut my hair.
Why don't you call your boy? Your boy is ready to cut the hair.
I want to.
Glenn Ship.
Glenn, hit me up if you're listening.
After the episode, all the dogs are just really sad. It's okay, guys. Next time.
Good dogs.
We got a quick shot of the Glenn sort of cardboard stand-up fathead, and that was it. That was it.
I was tweeting about like we've seen more pie in Big Brother 18 than Glenn.
This episode was the Glenn of the season.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean the Glenn of the season?
Like it was like the worst but the best. You know, we love it, but we're what? What was it doing there?
There's so many questions.
It should be verified.
Yes. Yes, this episode is verified as well. So we got to see everybody in the backyard, and then we get to go to very quickly. Oh, hey, everybody! Ziggy Marley is coming to the backyard, and Ziggy Marley.
Natalie is a huge Ziggy Marley fan. I don't buy that. I don't.
Yeah. Matt, what was the corporate synergy there to get Ziggy Marley on a CBS show here this week?
That was weird. That was for sure the first show he's ever played in his life to a crowd of people who were not extraordinarily stoned, which had to have been a milestone in his own career.
Yes, is that true? The first people ever at a Ziggy Marley concert. Yeah, so I'm sure Ziggy Marley was not like, hey, I'm a huge Big Brother fan. It's a dream of mine to play the CBS Radford Big Brother backyard. Can you make that happen for me?
Yeah, how did this come down? And there wasn't really a pitch about this album or anything, right? Like, if I was supposed to be into Ziggy Marley, I wouldn't even know what to do to pursue that. I actually didn't even mind the song. I just minded that it was such a waste of time. It was just weird, but...
Yeah, what was the song, Terrence? Ziggy Marley, something about the weekend?
Yeah, I mean,
is that why this was on a Friday night? Was this some sort of viral marketing stunt by Ziggy Marley to, like... All right, we need to be performing somewhere on a Friday night. Where can we get on? Where can we be on TV on a Friday night? What's the cheapest place that we could buy advertising?
You just like walked in like the back and then played a song and then walked out.
Yeah, and they're like, one more song. Like, F you guys, I don't even know why I'm here.
Absolutely
He's like, what am I doing here?
No way. I know.
Kidding
Please.
me?
Please, that I am Ziggy Marley. I have never been on television in primetime television ever before. Ever. I absolutely will not, under any circumstances, play another song for you people. I am out.
So you gotta be out of your minds. Yeah. Crazy white folk, out of their minds.
Yeah. Get the step in, everybody. I'm out.
This was just like a favor to somebody in production, right? Like, just please, can you just show up for one song? We'll talk about you. Just please do this for me.
Yeah. I don't know. Ziggy Marley was just out. Over it. He was over it.
Over it.
Yeah.
Never cared.
Never cared. Sketch. I'm out. Yeah, it was so funny that they like you would think that just to be a nice guy he would have played one more song. What is it, like 5 minutes?
He's like,
yeah. No. He's like, that's it.
Humiliated.
Goodbye.
He realized the mistake he had made probably midway through the song he was playing, but he was in it. So he had to just heartlessly finish it out and just shamefully hang his head and walk off stage.
Yeah. Who are these people? Why am I playing a song for them in their backyard? Why do they have cardboard cutouts? And then the
episode airs, and they don't even we don't even know what we're supposed to do to Ziggy Marley. Are we supposed to buy a concert ticket, buy an album? I have no idea.
I don't know.
I feel bad for him.
I think maybe he like sobered up halfway through the song and was just like, "Where am I? What did I agree to do?"
Right done.
Yeah. So Ziggy Marley, he escapes the backyard and makes it out alive. And then we go we go over and start looking at the cardboard cutouts and start saying like, hey, remember that time? And then it's like all of a sudden we're like bait and switch clip show.
Hey, remember Josiah? And people are like, who?
What?
Of course we remember. We remember all this. It's only been like a freaking month. You retarded?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you remember. Yes. We all remember all of this stuff.
Yeah. We have a new catchphrase also, Taryn, that since when does everybody on Big Brother 18 say that they're salty about things?
I don't know. I hadn't heard that much, but I guess that's a new thing.
Very salty. I think that we have to take a look at all these snack foods that were at the carnival. Everybody was very salty.
High cholesterol, yeah.
It's the lingo the kids use nowadays, Rob.
Also, I don't think Nicole knows how to pronounce Messiah.
Messiah!
She's very upset.
Messiah!
I'm so glad Jose's not in the house because he said he was Messiah.
Bazinga?
Yeah, Bazinga. I don't want him in here anymore. That's it.
Yeah. He was targeting me.
Yes. So we got a huge Jose montage, and all the more reason that, speaking of rubbing salt in my wounds, yeah. No, a big Jose montage. And then we went right into that, hey, remember that time that it was Zakia's birthday party? And then we got a very long 5-minute striptease from Poli Calafiore.
Yeah, and here's where I really first started to get confused, because up until this point I was like, okay, maybe this is just like one of those stupid episodes catered to the family, like a family episode.
No!
And then it just turns to like teases and Kia jumps and sits on his face, and it's like, wait, no, this has nothing to do with the family, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did this tonight.
Boy, Matt, in your professional opinion of the male stripping business, did you feel like that Paulie was way too good at pretending to be a male stripper to have never have been a male stripper?
Yeah, I mean, he had the moves, friendship, and never cared, and pissed.
Well, don't you remember Cody's moves from season 16? I mean, those two boys can dance.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. They're running some sort of lap dancing clinic over there. I don't know. I don't know if we want to know.
Corey.
Yeah.
Corey loving it.
And then we also had a montage of like, hey, remember Frank and Tiffany and I don't know why Nicole has to set up all these things. Remember when Frank and Tiffany and Davon all took each other out of the house? And then a lengthy rehashing of the Frank versus Tiffany versus Davon.
Yeah, this was one of those things where it's just like it's literally just a replay.
It's totally that's the worst.
Yeah,
they're just effing with us now. And
yeah.
See, it's an endurance competition for the viewers to see how much we can take.
It's like remember we did have good moments, right? Right? Remember?
Yeah. Well, things then took a turn for the worse somehow when we got to the kissing booth. And we set up the James and Natalie kiss here, Matt, and really throwing James a bone here by building this kissing booth here in the backyard.
Yeah, they totally set him up. And then Nicole and Corey, and she's all like, no, I don't want to kiss you. And Corey's trying to get his kiss, but I'm confused because she's giving him hand jobs, right? So why don't they, if they set up a hand job booth, would Natalie be like, no, and then Nicole be like, oh, I got hand jobs. I just don't, where's the barometer of morals in this that I'm missing? Anyway. I don't know. What did we do tonight?
All right. Oh my God, you guys!
God, I can't kiss you.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. All right.
doesn't like kissing in public, Matt.
Well,
yeah.
Not in public.
Yeah.
We need to throw a comfort over the booth.
Yeah, I think that's what we need. So Natalie and James. I don't understand the whole Natalie and James thing. Like I'm not concerned about James's well-being outside of the house, but I don't understand the whole thing of that. You live in a house for 3 months together, and you lived with Brendan and Rachel, who fell in love in the house. And I think that if two people have chemistry, I don't think you can say, you know what, I'm going to shelve this how I feel about this person for 3 months, and then when we're not living together, then I'll consider dating this person.
Yeah, that would have to be artificial, I would imagine, at that point.
Yeah, I mean, Taryn, does this hold any water for you? Like, do you think there's any chance that James and Natalie are going to date outside of the house?
I don't think. I mean, she just keeps saying. I mean, like you're saying, she's like, yeah, when we get out of the house, we'll think about it, right? And he's like, yeah, you're not gonna hurt me, right? Oh no, of course not. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, James is really gonna get hosed in this deal.
Yeah.
You just know. You just know there's going to be some tweets from James about Natalie later on, like, oh, she led me on.
Yeah, there will be some October tweet from James, like, some people just aren't who they think they say they're going to be, and my heart is not a toy for people. Yeah, it'll be like some vague subtweet about Natalie and the kind of person she is, and all the power in the world to Natalie. That good job on her, but James is really just like being like a dog led to the slaughter here.
Yeah, I feel that way, and I like him, so I feel bad for. But it's so true. It's what are you gonna do though? I mean, I guess he should milk it as long as he can, but it is inevitable. The final twist of the season will be to James.
Well, maybe he could get some sympathy dates out of this from the end. I mean, I think that he should. I mean, I don't know what else he should do. I think, but at least try to win the game when you're in the house.
Yeah,
that'd be the one thing. If he ends up losing his game or like gives up his game for Natalie to win, then he's gonna look especially foolish come the fall.
No, I feel like if they do not end up in jury house together to where they really only first hang out privately postseason, they'll probably at least touch her boob. And if they do jury house, well,
I don't know. I don't even know.
Jury house, I think he might. He's definitely not gonna like go full score, but I think he'll get a little.
Yeah. James especially made me mad tonight when he started talking about how everybody's favorite showmance is Nicole and Corey. Stop it, James. Stop it. Stop it. I would rather watch the James and Natalie spin-off reality series than see one more minute of the Nicole and Corey showmance. Stop
it is terrible. It's the worst. Yeah.
I thought for a second that they were going to show Corey talking about the showmance in the diary room during the segment, but no, still nothing.
Yeah, no,
he has no. He must have no interest, right? Is that
I mean, I have to like he's
outside of the booth.
He's clearly not talking about it in the diary room. So like, or at least what he's saying isn't what they want to show.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we got to see then another, the dysfunctional Paulie and Zakiya package. I mean, why wait until they're both out of the house to be showing us these arguments?
Yeah, I definitely tuned out during this. I couldn't handle it anymore.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I'm sure they brought you back when Mr. Pectacular showed up for a round of Dunk the Hunk.
Perked me right back. Yeah, perked me right back.
I just want to say that I am completely blown away that about 1,350 people are watching this live. I mean, kudos.
I don't know, is that good or bad? What have we done?
I mean,
is that more or less than the average Ziggy Marley?
That means that people that not only did 1,350 people sit through that episode tonight, but like, you know what? I think I want to hear the recap of this.
Bunch of masochists in this.
Yeah. You guys are real troopers. You guys really love Big Brother. Tip my hat to you guys.
Oh, Jesus. I'll still get no Twitter followers off of it.
Yeah.
If anything, people will start unfollowing.
What did that guy say to you on Twitter after the last
That was
show?
my favorite, and I wish I remembered. Something, he'd rather eat a shit sandwich than listen to me or something. I loved it. It was so great. I really do love the people there.
Yeah, something about you're not relevant anymore or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I mean, he was right about everything, So, God bless him.
Yeah.
I hope he's listening.
All right, so here's Mr. Spectacular. Matt, have you met Jesse before?
Very briefly in passing in Las Vegas, and I was just struck by how tiny he was. He was like, not much bigger than me. I was So that was astounding. But he seemed nice enough, and then that's it. So.
Yeah. Taryn, were you impressed with the hijinks of Mr. Spectacular?
Oh, of course, and I loved the fact that he was here on the week closest to the coup d'état twist that's happening with the co-HOH.
Yes. I'm sure the irony was lost on Jesse.
I imagine.
Yeah. All right. So then, nothing really to say about Dunk the Hunk. Victor won a TV. Does this count towards his 10 comp wins, Taryn?
I'm sure in his mind it does, but I do think that, as I sort of mentioned at the top of the show, Paulie was here throughout the entire episode. For those who
let's talk about the digital removing of Paulie from this episode.
Taryn just told me that's unbelievable.
Yeah, like they replaced him with some pillows in the couch shot, and then cut him out of some of the shots. But mostly they just kept these tight shots that kept him out of the shot entirely, with just like an arm showing up here and there. But I do believe that he won that dunk competition. And so they had to cut that out entirely.
So who got the? Did he get the prize?
I don't know. Because
wait, for real? He really won?
I think he did. Yeah.
It turns out that actually to redeem the prize, you have to be in the house on Friday. So that was a little bit of a, read the fine print.
His friends will never believe him. They'll never believe like, yo, I saw Ziggy Marley and I won a TV today. Sure, Paulie.
Yeah, right. Okay,
Yeah,
Paulie. Sure.
sure.
Yeah.
It's true.
All right. So we come out of the Mr.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I think you glossed over to me one of the most irritating competitions. Did you do the balloon thing yet?
Oh, no, I did skip that.
Because let me tell you why it upset me. Because Big Brother is so just notoriously cheap. And this whole episode half of it was a commercial for, who knows, Ziggy Marley something or other. So they're making all this money, and then, it's just insulting. Okay, one 25-cent chip is funny. Haha, you won 25 cents, you got totally hosed. But there's, a shitload of 25-cent chips. I mean, give them fucking something. It's so horribly cheap and insulting to these people.
What did Lane win in Pandora's box in your season?
I had the previously lowest prize with I won $1. And then,
that's why you're annoyed.
Then this entire cast outdid me because they're so cheap this season. A quarter?
They took away your record.
Are you kidding me? Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go back in time. And
No, the max prize was $5K. It wasn't even.
Yeah, the max. That should be the I got $5K. That was Survivor. That'd be nothing.
Yeah.
A quarter. $500,000.
Yeah. So one of our listeners, Paul Borges, went into the Twitter archives and found the guy that killed you on the last podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Is he on the
Mr.
phone?
Arkansas Man tweeted, "At head of household sucked on RHAP. GTFO the podcast if you can't talk or bring something to the table. Sarcastic, droning, crap talker. Hashtag Borefest."
Hashtag. I mean, have I brought anything? I brought really nothing to the table again.
I mean, not yet.
Typical.
It could come at some point.
I feel like the audience knows what they're getting with the Hoffcast when it happens.
No, I think so. Especially tonight. This is really the perfect night for that.
Yeah, the stars did align with this.
The stars did align. And then the Zingbot came for you earlier tonight as well.
Yeah, all this bullying. Everyone was anti-bullying, and now Zingbot's the fun. Oh, yeah, bullying is horrible unless you're a dipshit robot. Then you can say the worst things about people, make fun of people's height and their acne and whatever else you want to do, and their funny physical features because I'm a robot and it's funny. Yeah. Zing! I say zing! But kids are killing themselves over this. Just kidding. I honestly don't even care about online bullying. I just care of the hypocrisy. But you guys can bully whoever you want, honestly, for
It's a classic Pauly double standard here.
Yeah.
I just don't feel
I guess bullying doesn't work as good for a robot as it does for a human. The Zingbot said earlier tonight, the @Zingbot official account said, "Yo, @head of Household, I was surprised they didn't bring you back. I don't mean for BB18, I mean for the Hobbit trilogy." Yeah. Zing. Yeah. This comes on the heels of when the Zingbot got me yesterday, Matt.
Yeah! Has he ever zinged a non-Big Brother reality person?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
That was amazing.
Must have, yeah.
Have you guys interacted previously? Do you have a relationship of any kind?
You know what? I'm not sure. I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
That's really incredible.
I think the non-canon Zingbot and I have had interactions, but
yeah, it's very
I think the first time with the canon Zingbot.
I remember non-canon Zingbot.
Yes.
I still what else can Zingbot do that humans can't? Can Zingbot just be racist too? And that's okay?
No.
I'm not doing it, but Zingbot can. Can Zingbot
Look, I would guess if he got hacked, he could. I mean, if the Zingbot did at some point come out with a racist tweet, I think he could say issue some sort of apology. I was hacked, not my Twitter. Actually, the robot was hacked.
Can Zingbot just whip out his dong and it's acceptable?
He had all those scandals.
Yeah, but that's okay because he's it's Zingbot. Everyone's cool. It's cool. It's Zingbot.
Yeah.
I don't like
all right. All right, so then let's talk about again one of the more racy episodes that we've had in Big Brother. So the boob wrinkles conversation, Matt. I was really surprised this made the cut here. The boob wrinkle conversation, especially on the heels of all of the FT talk and Paulie, slamming Natalie for. I'd have to say that you are about as fake as those things on your chest. I wasn't ready for tonight that Paulie giving the close-up inspection.
Yeah, they added the misogynist at it, and then they give him then it's cool not to do whatever. I never heard of the boob wrinkle before tonight, and that's what surprised me the most. I feel I've seen a lot of depraved things, a lot of maybe even more classy things related to boobs, and I've never heard of the boob wrinkle.
Yeah. Well, Rob, maybe this was the origin story, and this is when he found out about her breasts.
Wow, yeah, we really got a lot of hold on, I need to get a little closer. I don't see anything. Maybe it's because I got glasses on. I got sunglasses on. I need to move even closer.
Let me take a look at them in the shower.
Yeah.
Where there's better lighting.
Oh, my God.
He could not be more cliche.
And really got into the whole definition of the boob wrinkles and a whole big thing on Big Brother.
Yeah. And Natalie seemed very offended when all of that was going on. She just did not want to be a part of that. It was horrible. They cut out where she ran off and started crying.
Yeah.
In the kitchen.
It's such a confusing edit of Big Brother 18.
The worst episode ever.
All right, and then we go from there into the James pranks montage. Now, Taryn, you had been complaining recently. You said, we started off strong. We got so many James pranks early in the season, and then I've been completely starving here. I'm so hungry for James pranks footage, and finally that call was answered.
Finally, they figured out a way around the fact that he's not pranking people anymore. They can just show the old ones again.
Yeah. So we saw actually Big Meech pranking James. What do you think of that, Taryn? As Meech is making this late push here for America's favorite house guest.
Yeah. She was complaining recently that she was afraid that America was going to hate her because she wasn't taking the pranks very well. And so she thought that was going to be a big hindrance to America liking her. So maybe this was a late push, as you mentioned.
Yeah, Matt, the Meech-mentum is real.
I'm a big fan of
the Meech-mentum is all happening. So then we got a flashback to the ant fight from earlier this season of old crackers in the bed prank, and then James really getting into it with Elfit Victor over the dawn of the ants in the Big Brother house. James's logic is, hey, ants are coming no matter what you do. Might as well get crumbs everywhere.
Let me tell you.
And doesn't he have a point, Matt?
Okay. Look, I feel that past Big Brother house guests have a tendency to exaggerate their experiences for the effect, maybe even subconscious effect, of I was there and you were, you'll never understand factor. And I'm telling you, hand to God, the ant shit in that house, it is no joke. It is horrible. I totally take Victor's side. That is not it was so bad, but it wasn't that bad. It was seriously that bad. So I am with Victor. I cannot understand James.
How bad is it? Help me explain. So, I was on Survivor.
It was not Survivor, but we are in it for luxury. We want indoor plumbing and Kathy doing our laundry and stuff. We know that that's what we're gonna get, and you guys know you're getting bugged.
Okay, how bad is it? Oh my God, there's ants on the counter. Oh, that's gross.
No, they are crawling up the wall in not a line, several lines, a wall of them up the wall. I've never seen ants going up walls to ceilings and stuff. They always just stay on the ground. It is horrible. They make their way through the entire house. So way in the back of where there's no entryways, they're everywhere.
I really want to see somebody Photoshop James onto a Ned Stark Winter is Coming, only ants are coming instead. Please send that to me on Twitter.
Yeah. James, are they fire ants? Are they biting you? What's the problem if there's ants everywhere?
And poisonous?
Yeah. Are they poisonous? Are you gonna die? Lighten up, bro. You're not.
You're not at home.
You're not at home.
How do you have fun?
Why does Victor have to be so uptight at home?
Yeah. He's like, how do you have fun? Like, that is the only way to have fun. Is to just fucking blow the house up with ants.
Everybody knows you ain't having fun unless you're covered in ants.
It's like something Noonan would say.
Yeah.
Victor's covered in ants. Come on, lighten up, bro.
Yeah. Well, why can't you lighten up? Get some ants on you.
Get some ants.
Yeah. So stop it. All right. Then we got it into we doubled down here. First we had the explosion montage of all the different effects that were just going off in people's faces all throughout the season. People falling down. You like that, Matt?
Yes, it was hysterical.
You're always a fan.
Funny. It was so funny. I every time it happens, I go, "Oh no! I wish that just lasted longer." It's so unfortunate that we only get to see, and then we get a whole clip.
We got all of the Foley sound effects that we could want. Whoop!
This is horrible.
By far the laziest and worst segment of the entire episode. Like, come on.
And then we doubled down, and we went from that into the pie eating contest. It's time to fill your pie hole, everybody.
They just really love pie this season.
It's a real, yeah. Between all of the apple pie from this week to then, fill your pie hole, and everybody loves eating pies.
Kids are starving, mind you, all over this world. There are homeless people, probably within miles of my house.
Yeah.
And Paul
James is like,
pies and the...
Boy, the ants are really gonna love this. Victor, you just wait. You just wait till you see the ants after this pie eating competition.
Oh, so the crackers aren't okay, but we can shove our faces in pie? Come on, Victor.
Lighten up, Vic. So, Taryn, what ultimately ended up happening? That it was that I couldn't even follow what was happening with the pies. So, the Big Meech won something from the pies. I didn't understand. Like, it was like you had to do it fast, but also then get the right thing. Like, did it matter if you did it fast?
I don't think so. I think they just got a number, and then some of them had have-not things on them. And
it was like the secret passage all over again. Like, why did it matter what order I did these things?
Yeah.
I could go as slow as possible. It doesn't change what the card says in my pie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know about the pies. And then ultimately that led us into everything that was going on with the HOH competition. And really, we saw like a lot of foreplay of the HOH competition, Taryn. A lot of just like standing there, like, oh my God, you guys, what's happening?
Yeah, and Victor saying, "What is this? I've never seen anything like this before."
Is it ants? Is it ants? Tell me right now if it's ants.
I liked how it was called Inside the Black Box. But the irony is that even though Paulie wasn't competing, he probably was inside the black box.
Oh, all right.
Right?
What, did Zingbot get a hold of you for a second there? Yeah. You didn't get hacked. Stop it.
If I was a robot, that would have been fun.
Yeah. You'd have an excuse if you were a robot. Stop it. All right. So...
I'm losing followers. I don't know how your live viewership is going here, but I know how my followers are. We've
actually gained over 100 people since the last time we checked it. It's closing on 1,500 people live. Okay. I can't bring stuff up on the screen because Scott's not here, but let me tell you what people are saying right now on the hashtag. Edmo says, "I love how off the rails this RHAP episode has gotten."
I'm sorry it's so off the rails when we had such an on the rails episode. We're really failing you guys.
Yes. We're just reflecting back what we saw earlier tonight. Laurel Ann, she said, "I think a clip show featuring Mr. Jenkins would have been more exciting." You know Mr. Jenkins, Matt?
Is that the squirrel or the plant or something?
It's the plant. Something? That would have been a tragedy though, because Mr. Jenkins, without Bridget in the house, is dying.
Yeah. Oh no, we all are. This is Fletch 1027. Did Corey say that he was about to pound Jesse's zone? Is that a thing that was said, Taryn?
I didn't catch that, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Uh, and of course, Red Zane says Ziggy Marley couldn't get out of there fast enough.
Yeah, definitely. That Ziggy Marley performance was good, though. I bet that'll make the clip show episode later in the season.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you think
Yeah.
anything from tonight besides?
Do you guys remember when we were remembering Ziggy Marley?
Yeah. Darren, do you think we'll have a second clip show?
I don't think so, but I mean, and that's the one thing that you can say about this is that normally this takes the place of an actual episode, and they got this out of the way as an extra episode, which is better than we can say for most.
Maybe they'll still do an extra.
No, it would be quite absurd if they had another.
Maybe they'll do like a Where Are They Now on Glenn and see what he's up to. A whole hour long.
Yeah, that would be good. All right. Let's talk about some actual Big Brother things before we get into the live feeds. And let's just
going on?
yeah, let's just talk about some actual Big Brother stuff besides just making fun of the clip show. All right. So I got some questions from people. Taryn, I gave you a homework assignment earlier today to talk about how they're going to bring back people from the jury house. One of those people will come back in. In the past, I feel like that we've seen people that were sequestered ending up coming back into the house, and not some sort of everybody in the jury house hanging out, and then one of them comes back into the house and they don't even know one of them is coming back in the house. Have we already crossed that threshold in Big Brother US, Taryn?
We have. In Big Brother 16, Nicole, Jocasta, and Hayden had hung out in the jury. I think that they kept them separate more than they normally would in a typical jury house because they knew that there was a buyback. But they were there together, and there was time for Nicole and Hayden to take their relationship a little further.
Matt, does this stuff bother you at all?
Yeah, it definitely does. I think I don't like even anyone getting back. I think when you leave a game, you've lost that game, and then your turn is over, because there's so many people that just want a shot to play, and you're getting, like in this case, like 4 shots to play now. Everyone's getting. It's just nuts. It's stupid.
I saw a lot of people saying on Twitter, boy, Frank really got screwed this season. He's really the one person without like 2 or 3 shots to get back into the game.
Yeah, he only had 1 shot.
He got so hooked up.
14.
He got so hooked up last time though, and it's just it is unfortunate these coming back in. It makes it like if you're trying to strategize too, it's not fun to do because you plan your strategy and how you want the house to unfold and lay out based on the people leaving, and so it's just totally, it's just irritating.
But Taryn, don't you feel like somebody's going to really get boned here in the way that we've seen happen before in Big Brother Canada, where the people in the jury house seem like they have an axe to grind, seem like at least okay, Hayden, Nicole, and Jocasta were all on the same page pretty much back in Big Brother 16, right? Weren't they all sort of working together? And so they didn't really have a lot of notes from the other side. Whereas I do feel like that there is a possibility, especially with Paulie arriving, for the people in the jury house to compare notes about a lot of different things. And I feel like that for Paul and Victor, I think that this is especially not a great situation for them.
Yeah, it's weird because I think that we also saw this happen in Big Brother 15 where those jurors also had a chance to talk a bit, but
only during that competition, right? Or they were together.
I do think they were also together in the jury house, but I think they were separated like a lot within the jury house. But Judd doesn't come back with any super relevant information. Judd by himself isn't going to be able to take out Amanda. It's because Andy was able to say, "Look, I want to make this flip happen that Amanda leaves." So it hasn't really affected the game nearly to the extent that it has in Big Brother Canada, and I think probably the difference is that in Big Brother Canada they do it in the first half of the game when there's a lot of secrets still happening. When it gets down to Final 7, Final 6, the game starts to open up a little bit. There's not that many people that you could just be like, this guy's running the entire house. It definitely could have happened to Derek on Big Brother 16 if Nicole had come back with any sort of backbone. But he was able to keep himself on track. And I don't really see anybody in this house that's gonna falter too much from somebody coming back into the game. I don't think there's anything that somebody can say to be like, oh, guys, listen, this person is playing everyone. We have to be really careful of that. I think that, anybody, even you could remotely say that about, it's already happened to them.
Yeah. Matt, as a former juror, can you give us any sort of insight into this?
Yeah, I mean, they try and get you to obviously not talk about the game, but that happens consistently all the time. I feel like you also kind of get a bit of a glimpse of the outside world and whatnot, and especially, I'm not familiar, were they doing post-eviction, like, press junket things, Q&As?
Email they've been doing.
Still, okay, so the point is they were getting questions from people who knew the happening, so
yeah, but
questions are very
screened. Yeah, they're being screened. Oh, by the way, that's a good point. That reminds me of, I do have my interview questions that are back from via CBS. I have my questions that we sent to Paulie.
Ooh,
are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Just a world exclusive?
Yeah, bred for this. Okay.
All
right. So we got to ask Paulie 4 questions. We asked him, what do you ultimately think hurt your game worse? Winning so many competitions or getting into a showmance, and why? Matt, what do you think Paulie said?
I think Paulie said
this is like the final 2 competition.
Yeah, I'd be so bad at this. I think he said winning so many competitions.
Winning so many competitions. Taryn, what do you think Paulie said?
I think he said showmance.
He said getting into a showmance because apparently she had a hand, and watch that, in forcing a lot of things that I was entrusting in her regarding my game, especially the week prior to her being on the block and the week of her being up on the block. So you're blaming Zakiya for the downfall. She was that she had a hand in enforcing a lot of things I was entrusting in her. Okay.
I really thought that was a play in the house, like blaming Zakiya, but apparently he really believes it.
Yeah, that's amazing. I did not think that.
How could I ruin my own game? It had to have been the woman that I entrusted with my secrets. All right. Question number 2 for Paulie was Corey your true plan for Final 2? If you had gotten the choice, and if so, were Paul and or James correct to flip against you? All right. Was Corey your true plan for the Final 2? Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, I think yes.
Yeah.
Taryn, yeah. He says, Corey was my true plan for the Final 2. That was my ride or die since the first week. Taryn, actual factual or actual craptual?
It's pretty factual. He was very close to Corey. That was kind of one of his main guys at the time, and Corey's the guy that they sort of stuck together for the most of the game, at least.
Okay. Question number 3 was, do you feel like that Natalie is playing James, and do you think that she'll have genuine interest in him when the show is over?
He will say that she's playing him.
Yes. Taryn?
Yeah. Yeah.
He says, Natalie is 100% playing James, and she will be interested in him on a friend level outside of the game. He said, I do think they have genuine feelings for one another, but she has made it really clear that they will be just friends outside of the house. Everybody's going to be such good friends after this season. Matt, how many people from Big Brother 12 do you talk to on a regular basis?
Brittany just stayed at my place with her family a couple weeks ago, and we hung out, so I saw her and talked to Reagan, the Brenchels, of course. That's about it. Everyone else would be like texts, But
okay, so we're still boys.
Yeah,
I think your season is kind of like a unique one in that aspect, though. I think you have one of the closer seasons.
Yeah, we had some good people on there. I talked to actually a lot of the others. Ian I talked to a lot more than even anyone in my season, I feel, too. So. Good
All right, one last question for Paulie, and then we'll do the spoilers. Who do you not want to see win this game, and why? Taryn, any thoughts on what he's going to say?
You want to not see win this game? Who would he not want the most?
Don't spend a lot of time on it. He doesn't
probably
give a straight answer.
I was going to say Natalie and FTs.
No, he doesn't give us a solid answer. He says, I have no malice towards anyone. Anyone who makes it to the finals, I will applaud them and give them the best option to win or to not win. Taryn, isn't that what the most bitter jurors tend to say?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what Kyle Jason said when I did an exit interview with him during the season. He's like, no, whoever is giving me the best answers in the final tribal council, I have no malice towards anyone, and I will award this game to whoever I think did the best job.
Yeah, they're the most interested in justifying their vote with like some sort of crazy rationale.
Ahead of time, like they're gonna telegraph it. That's like and it's also the kind of thing where it's like that nobody in the house could bother me because that this is just some trivial game that I don't even care about what happened this summer, and it doesn't even matter to me who the winner is because I took myself out of this game.
I already won this game.
Yeah, I already won. All right. So that's the Paulie interview, the Paulie exclusive that we got to ask you questions. Yeah. Okay. How about that? All right. Let's get into it. We've done almost, believe it or not, we're like over an hour here talking about this stuff. People keep coming. People keep showing up.
Yeah. Well, the
200 people since I was impressed before. All right, we're gonna get into the spoilers about everything that happened on during the day here on Friday, and setting up what should be an eventful Big Brother weekend. If you are checking out here now, we will see you on Sunday night when Taryn and I are back to talk about the Sunday night episode and everything that plays out there. Okay, let's talk about the spoilers.
The Office of Civil Defense has issued the following message. This is
a spoiler.
Warning.
A spoiler.
Warning means that an actual
spoiler
against this country has been detected, and that protective action should be taken.
That was my impression of the pie eating competition.
Oh, that was
that's what I was going for.
Taryn, did you understand?
Did it play? No.
I was very confused.
I thought he was attending a Ziggy Marley concert for a second.
No. That's what I was going for. Much like a lot of things tonight, it did not work.
for the audio listeners, he just shoved his face into the taboo buzzer. The entire
duration of the.
Just like nosing it with his nose.
Yeah, trying to do that. But look, they don't all work. Okay. All right.
This is amazing.
So let's talk turkey, Taryn. All right. So when you and I last talked, we discussed how Natalie was the HOH, but we figured that, and this whole plan was coming together to take out the sitting ducks in Elfit, Vic, and Paul. But we said, have no fear. Don't worry about a thing. Because America's care package is going to make everything all right. No.
Well, obviously, Paul is going to get the care package. That's what we were talking about.
Well, I was this close last night to saying that I was going to get the Paul friendship haircut. I was so positive that America would see it my way. But no, the Meachmentum continues, Taryn.
I was completely shocked. I was completely blindsided. I did not think Michelle was going to get it. I thought Corey had the least chance of getting it, but I thought Michelle was right there with him.
Like, I'm literally the worst superfan in history.
What? Well, how did this happen, Taryn?
I honestly don't know. Maybe the jury segment, with the girls cheering her on during her speech, that might have helped.
Overnight on Thursday? I mean, it's a week of voting.
I really maybe the casual audience just really doesn't like
the double eviction must have really made an impression in people's minds, Matt. I can't believe this.
No, it really doesn't make sense. Like you said, based on the timeline of them, I could see where Taryn was saying that was the only place you could have gained some affection for the Meechster, and didn't happen.
I thought that Paul was universally popular, and between the edit he got this week where he's like dancing, and then where he got to be the Secret Service person, I thought that they were totally putting Paul over. And I could not believe that it was. And nothing against Michelle. I think I've really done a fair job of talking up Michelle over these last 2 weeks or so. But I can't believe she got it over Paul.
Yeah, what do you think of all these costumes? They're horrible, right? In this house, there's so many. It's like fucking Halloween in here. Oh,
no bueno. Yeah, like Halloween.
Why is it so many? Do people like that? It's too much, right?
I think kids like it. Like
That much?
Hannah doesn't like the costumes, Matt, or you don't let her within a with a 10-foot pole around Big Brother.
Nothing of this ever. She never will.
I mean, there is something.
I might show it tonight's episode because it was.
There is something to the shot of, Corey comforting Paulie as Paulie's breaking down and refusing to do the pie thing, and Corey's wearing this ridiculous outfit. There's something to that at the very least.
I don't know. I can't believe after all of the goodwill that it feels like Paul has that Michelle ended up getting. And I get it. Like, Michelle's been fine. That I think that she was certainly a contender. But I feel like that the people were really pushing for Michelle last week when she needs to win safety when Nicole won. It's like everybody got the memo a week too late. And then vote, or they counted those votes after the fact. Maybe is that possible, Taryn? Where if the votes came in after the last care package was delivered?
I don't think so. I think the voting starts at a very specific time and it runs for a certain amount of time, and I think that they're only counting the votes for that particular segment, and that was when Paul was at the forefront of the show, like dancing in the diary room, putting floaties on Zingbot, doing security checks. Like I don't get it. My whole perception about what the audience thinks is just totally wrong, apparently.
Pissed. Yeah, so pissed, Matt.
I would have thought Vic was going to get it for real, just because I thought he was getting kind of like that. He's always winning stuff. I think people seem to be warming up to him too. But
yeah, so really this is now turned into this terrible scenario where Natalie, who was, if you would have told us 2 days ago, Natalie is going to win HOH, we'd say, okay, great, haha, see you later, Nicorey. Take that booth to the jury house. No. That's not the case. That she's flipped against them, and now that she was going to put them up anyway, and then we said, okay, Paul will be fine. He'll get the care package. He'll be fine. And then now Meech has the care package, and Taryn is down. And did the nominations happen yet?
The feeds just came back, and Paul and Victor are on the block. Paul is freaking at Natalie.
Pissed.
He's saying, "What did I lie about? Tell me."
Yeah.
And she won't
Your
say
boy
anything.
doesn't want to bite himself in the butt.
Yeah. This is terrible. Such a disaster.
It's crazy, but I kind of get it from a game perspective, sort of. It does make sense. The showmances, it's getting down to the wire. People are going to want to split up the showmates, so why not team up with them? But it's cool that they.
Yeah, let's just talk through a couple of these things. Martin Schmidt emailed in to say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad of a move was it for Vic to target Paulie and Corey last week? Was targeting Paulie a personal move? I mean, Taryn, you and I were talking about this from a week ago. That boy, this is exciting. Again, that it's almost like, okay, let's have this red wedding here moment where we're going to take out Paulie, but that does not necessarily mean that your side wins the Game of Thrones, Taryn.
Exactly. I had a debate with Brent about it on the happy hour. I said this is not good for Paul and Victor, and pretty much, this is what happens, right? When you take out not only the biggest threat in the house, leaving you as the biggest threat, but you leave in this pair that's had a history of working with James and Natalie in the past. They're obviously going to go to them, and Paulie is the person that they were upset at in the first place. They weren't upset at Nicole and Corey nearly as much, so it just seemed obvious that they were going to go that way. And then, as we saw, as soon as Paulie was evicted, Nicole went to Natalie. She said, "Hey, look, we should work together. Paul is the new Paulie," and that's how it's playing out.
Matt, did you see this happening last week?
No, I didn't. It was, again, I do kind of agree with how it all went down. I think it was the wise move to do. I get the pressure you mentioned, Rob, that you said Vic put them up for personal reasons. I kind of think it was just house pressure, not to take it all back in the Wayback Machine, but, we had the Brendan and Rachel thing with the entire house. It's just like no one cares who wins HOH because everyone's just like, well, they're going up.
Yeah.
And so it's not even whether he wanted to or not. He just sort of had to do it.
Taryn, just to go back to last week, it did feel like that, okay, this was a move that needed to be made, but for Victor and Paul, they're sitting there at the end of that, squirrel competition. It's them and James. if they could throw that challenge to James in that spot, do you think that they're in this spot that they're in this week?
I don't think so. I think they're in a much better spot. I think they don't get blown up nearly as much. I think that they both have the opportunity to compete in this HOH, and I think it's an entirely different story. And we might be saying the same thing of Natalie this week, where I don't think that Natalie needed to win this HOH. Nobody was going after her. There were two pairs that were going to target each other. Why is she taking it upon herself to say, I'm the person in the middle, the person that's safe. I'm going to take the power and mediate this conflict. Let them fight it out.
Okay. You talked about Halloween, Matt. I have a very scary story to read you. This comes to us from one of our emailers, Audrey R., who wrote me an email with the subject line, The Darkest Timeline. She writes into me and says, Dear Rob, what is the chance that the darkest timeline happens where Paul goes out and Paulie comes back in the house and him and the Corey make the final three? Say Paulie wins the last HOH and takes Corey to the end. Who wins? I think Paulie becomes the first evicted house guest to win the game. Those are my questions and my thoughts. Keep up the great work, and I appreciate all the time and work you put into the podcast. Audrey, how dare you put that out into the universe? Aaron, this is a realistic possibility, right?
Very, very real possibility.
It is. It definitely is. Especially something that was released was that the voting for the next care package isn't going to start until Thursday, which is curious because that's much later than they usually start it. It suggests to me that the returning juror will be eligible to receive the care package, which also suggests, and this is kind of like really going off on speculation land, but it also might suggest that the competition to get back in the house will be over and we'll see who comes back by the end of the episode on Thursday, which means probably not an endurance, which means Paulie has a very good chance of winning it. We could see Paulie come back into the house. He now has the numbers with himself, Corey, and Nicole. Natalie can't compete. Victor and or Paul is gone, or Victor, whoever, it might be Victor, it might be Paul, is gone. They have a very good chance of winning that HOH. They take out one more person, and they could run the table from there.
Is that count going to be live, do you think, the jury count?
Oh my God.
I'm speculating just based on like the voting stuff that I think it might be. I think it might be.
How are they going to...
I think it might be similar to the Big Brother 16 one, where it's just a total crapshoot.
The Jocasta shuffleboard competition.
Yeah.
How are they gonna, if it's live? How are they gonna edit Paulie out of it on the fly like that?
No, this one he's allowed to be in.
I'm wondering.
Yeah.
They're okay with that now?
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Wow, this is terrible. All right, let's just talk real quick about the veto and the prospects of this. So, Taryn, what happens if Paul or Elfitvic win the veto?
I believe Corey will be going up in
well, who nominated who? Because are Natalie and Meech just completely in lockstep on this?
Yeah, they were. They both really wanted to be the one to nominate Paul. Because Paul is the one that they're angry at. They both like Victor. Natalie was pushing really hard. She really wanted to be the one to nominate Paul, but Michelle, I think, based on what we saw before the feeds went out, I haven't been able to check since they came back. Natalie did give in eventually and say, okay, fine, I'll be the one to nominate Victor. You can nominate Paul.
Okay. All right. Well, this is a real looking really bad for your boys right now, but hopefully if Corey ends up going on the block, then Taryn, what's the scenario we need to have happen for Corey to go home? Paul needs to win the veto. It needs to be Corey versus Victor. Would the House vote to send Corey out at that point?
They might, but it's gonna look pretty tough. Because I mean, even if just Paul and Victor are up there, James has already talked about like, well, if they're both sitting up there at the end of the week, maybe we should just take out Victor because he's a bigger comp threat.
But then Victor will win the competition to come back again.
Very likely.
That's something. It's some sort of ant farm type competition.
Well, we will see.
Jordan Parr hates those.
Well, I mean, they make him sleepy.
Yeah.
We will see what kind of chops Paul has in this game to see if he can flip this back around on Corey and Nicole.
All right. Matt, anything you want to talk about this current state of events?
No, I'm pretty blown away by everything that happened.
We really brought the podcast down. We were having fun for a bit, right?
Hey, I'm still having fun. I'm enjoying this. I'm catching up. I'm relaxing a little bit, decompressing. That was a pretty rough night we had.
Really got dark.
I've been thinking about things, reflecting on my experiences in life.
Yeah.
A butterfly came into the podcast.
Yeah. That butterfly better not land on me. That's all I'm saying right now, is that better not land on me. Because that's a spirit, and that means I could be coming back into the house. It's too much. It's too much. All right. So a lot to process right now, but really the worst case scenario. Taryn and I will hash it all out further on Sunday night when we're back to discuss all of this, and we will have some more clarity with what's going on with the winner of the veto, and then ultimately who might be coming down and where the state of the house is. Taryn, do you have any reason for optimism?
Not particularly. You know, like I blame
myself, Taryn. It's my fault. I said on the podcast last night how I'm feeling so good about everything. I asked Allie Lasher, I said, Allie, on a scale of friendship to pissed, how concerned are you that Paul could be going home? She said, I think I'm friendship. I'm pretty friendship. I said, me too. He's fine. Don't worry. Every little thing's going to be all right. No. Disaster.
Yeah, I think if you're a Paul fan, the biggest hope is he's still probably sitting next to Victor at the end of the week, and they decide to take Victor out instead of him because of the comp thing.
I mean, and let's not discount, Paul is beloved by not just the fans, but I believe production as well. So if you are into conspiracy theories,
well, the conspiracy theories have turned against him, Matt.
Yes. Yeah, this is something that people really want us to talk about. Natalie,
give us the 60-second version, because that my babysitter is working until 7:30 tonight, and it's 7:28.
Okay. Natalie said to Nicole, they told me basically to work with you. But they didn't say that exactly, but that was like the gist of it. And people have latched onto this. You know, this is something that they don't want to happen, so they're really like, oh, production made this happen. They influenced the game. My take on it: this happens every single season. People misinterpret all kinds of different things that happen in the diary room.
Why on earth would they want to get rid of Paul? That doesn't make any sense.
And it happened earlier this season with Davon and Tiffany, and Davon was saying, "Oh, they told me not to trust Tiffany," and then they had to call her out on it and be like, "Listen, like that's not what we said. You interpreted it that way." It's been talked about a ton. I know Evil Dick thinks otherwise, but you know, that's Evil Dick.
Well, then
the Oracle. Yeah.
Do not buy into the conspiracy theories. They are not telling Natalie to work with Nicole and Corey. It's just not happening.
All right. Well, we've covered a lot of ground tonight. Matt Hoffman, thank you so much for joining us here tonight to help us make sense of what we saw.
It was great fun. I had a blast. I always have a blast. Sorry for bringing things down sometimes.
No, it was wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm sure everybody that made it to this end, I think, really appreciates your efforts. Taryn as well. Thank you so much. I will leave you to get back to your pie eating contest tonight. Reggae concert.
Clearing out all the goop.
Yeah, the goop from earlier. All right, at a perfect time that we lost Matt's connection anyway. So
give his cat some shots.
We've said too much. All right, we have to go. We will be back on Sunday night to talk about the Sunday night episode, the HOH competition, everything else that happens between now and then. So looking forward to reading your comments on robhasawebsite.com. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.